Hello and welcome to this month's Coffee and Craft podcast. You will have to excuse me because it is going to be a properly crafty podcast today because I'm desperately trying to get my collection ready to launch. The bags are happening. So I am going to be stitching as I'm talking. Over the last couple of weeks, I've had a few of you contact me and ask me how the channel pivot is going, which is very sweet of you. Thank you very much. So I thought I'd give you a little business update today because it's kind of what I talk about here. But I thought I would do it across every branch of my business. So not just the YouTube channel, but also the shop, which is keeping me nicely busy. All right, so we're threaded up and ready to go. Let's start with a channel update, shall we? Because earlier this year, in fact, it was the beginning of February, I think, so about a month and a half ago, I made a video and I said that I was going to be pivoting the channel and I wasn't sure if it meant breaking the channel. Well, I'm happy to announce it doesn't appear to have broken the channel, something I'm very, very grateful for. Which, incidentally, if you saw my last video, I'll add that to my gratitude list. And if you haven't got a clue what I'm talking about, I used to do a lot of Etsy content. And when I say a lot of Etsy content, I mean every week Etsy content. And I was getting a bit bored and burnt out with Etsy. It's not that I mind it. I'm still on there. I'm still an Etsy seller. There's only so much that you can say before you start getting really bored. And I just didn't want to have to be constantly thinking of something new to say every week when there wasn't anything new to say. So I said that I was going to be making less Etsy content and then proceeded to make no Etsy content whatsoever since. I am intending to talk about Etsy again in the future. I just want to make sure that it's interesting and worthwhile. So I've definitely made less Etsy content for sure. I've actually made no Etsy content since then. In fact, I think the last Etsy video I made was the trends video at the end of January, which was a good couple of months ago now. That wasn't the intention. The intention was just to back off the Etsy gas rather than completely stop. But I guess I just needed a bit of a break from the Etsy content, and I still haven't got anything to say about Etsy. There's still nothing new. I know that there's been bank gubbins going on. I do have thoughts on that and stuff, but none that I really want to make a video about, so no. So the channel wasn't broken. Did people unsubscribe when I asked them? Yes. In a word, yes they did. Was that painful to see? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was. And I knew that I was going to go through at least 3 months of people then trickling off gradually once they'd stuck around and realised that actually I was telling the truth. I really was going to step back from Etsy stuff. And that's been happening too. So I had this big dip and now it's ever so slightly, it's sort of, the subscribers and the unsubscribers are kind of, cancelling each other out. So I'm stagnating at the moment, but that's okay. Because when I started this thing, in my head, I thought, okay, it's going to look like this. It's going to look really bad, and then it's going to come back up, and then it will plateau for a little while. I don't know how long that little while is going to be, but I'm thinking it will plateau for a little while I lose the people who aren't my target audience, and then eventually at some point things will start picking up again. I will get more subscribers than unsubscribers, blah 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 blah. That'll be when the algorithm figures out who the right people are to show this to. So far so good. Not gonna lie, it's been painful. When you're used to seeing everything go in that direction, it's very, very scary to see it plummet and then even just to coast. But that's okay. I'm getting okay with that, and it's weirdly freeing. A few people have commented that I appear more relaxed and um, free, I suppose, in my videos, and I definitely feel it. I do feel like I've got more space to play and try new things. I've been experimenting with shorts. I know. I've been threatening to do that for the longest time, and I've actually done it. And it was just some sort of mental block just disappeared, and I'm awful at it. I have no idea what I'm doing. I think that shows, but I'm having fun. I'm having fun, and I'm trying to post one every Friday. I don't know if my microphone's picking that up. Probably not, but the jets are out again. If it's not the farmers going up and down checking to see if their sheep have lambed, it's the jets. So rude. But speaking of Etsy, the other thing that I did, which wasn't anything to do with this channel, but with the shop, was that I also pivoted from Etsy shop-wise. So I launched my website, and already it's only been, how long has it been up for? I'm going to get 2 or 3 weeks. I'm going to say 2. I don't know. I can't even remember. But it's up, and although it's a baby, it's already outpacing Etsy in terms of sales and revenue, which didn't surprise me at all. The way I used Etsy, I already knew that I was driving the majority of my traffic. I suspected that I was driving more traffic than Etsy's stats were telling me that I was. That certainly seems to be the case. And I did know that although Etsy was bringing in some of the traffic organically, I suspected that it was my traffic that was turning into sales. And again, that seems to be spot on. I have made no sales and no revenue on Etsy since I stopped promoting it and focusing on it. So whenever I used to do my pros and cons videos, I always used to say that Etsy had organic traffic. Well, only if you're generating your own stuff too, it seems, which I think most of us knew already. But yeah, I'm bloody loving having my own website so far. For those who are wondering, I have a Shopify site, and I chose Shopify because because you can link it with your YouTube channel. And I was like, amazing, because I practically live here. If I'm not making videos, I'm watching videos. I'm going to watch Critical Role after I've stopped filming. But I digress. I have soft launched the website. I say it's a soft launch because I've only been selling to people in the UK, and that was because I wanted to make sure if there were any issues that it was going to be as easy as possible to sort out any problems. There weren't any. I'm very happy to say. And now that Royal Mail seem to have gotten everything back to normal in terms of their cyber attack, I think I feel more comfortable now opening orders back up to the US and Canada again. So we shall see. But again, as I say, I need to get the collection finished, which is half the battle. And this is something I never thought I would say. I know that Etsy's analytics are a bit rubbish and creative at best, but even just in terms of layout, I prefer them so much better to Shopify's analytics. It looks like there's a lot there, but when I drill down and have a look, there's very little there that helps me at all, to be brutally honest. Again, that could be just because I'm a baby website and there's not much data yet, so I don't want to criticize them too heavily, but it's not brilliant from what I can tell. I will have to set up Google Analytics. That's on the list. I didn't do that before getting the shop launched. That's on my list of things to come back to. And there are many, many things on that list. So in short, big changes to the business as a whole, this channel and the shop. I didn't realise just how much I was putting on my plate doing all of that, which seems stupid because obviously it's going to be a lot. But I'm pleased. I'm pleased with how much I've managed to achieve over the past couple of months. Despite the fact that there's been a lot of personal stuff going on that has made things trickier, shall we say. When I say personal things, I'm not talking about anything bad, just really, really boring stuff, life's admin stuff. For example, one of which that I haven't really spoken about, our internet. Oh. Channel members here will know exactly what I'm talking about because I whinge to them every week about it. Right at the end of last year, we got an email from our email provider basically saying, "We're upgrading to 5G, your internet is about to get so much faster, ha ha ha," and then they killed it. I don't know what the problem is. They seem to think it's some miscommunication between masts or something. Basically, our internet connection is so bad, and it's not consistent. Some days we can have average internet speeds and can get stuff done. Other days, loading up anything just takes forever and you just see the sort of loading circle of death. And other days it's just like, no, I'm not doing it, and it's just gone. It was okay. It was an inconvenience at the beginning, but after, where are we at? Nearly 3 months of this now. It's starting to cause some stress. And even the things that I do to relax in my spare time, for example, playing D&D, is also stressful now. And last session was terrible. The lag was so bad. I was talking over everybody. I mean, it created some funny moments, but it's just sort of, this is the sort of thing I don't usually talk about in my videos that's just making life a little bit more challenging than usual. So yeah, the members in my channel have heard all about that. I have a channel membership here, and every Monday morning I hop on with a video and we just check in with each other. We see how we did with our goals from the previous week, and we set some new ones, and sometimes we don't, and we just talk. And I tend to talk about my internet access every week. To be fair though, it does affect my members as well, because we have monthly live streams, or we should do, when the internet is strong enough too. The last couple of months we've had to have like deeper dive videos instead because internet woes. Anyway, I just give you that as an example of personal, boring life admin stuff that's just making everything just that much harder. It also played havoc with getting the website up and running because I couldn't actually work on the website when the internet was sluggish. And there would be days when I'd rock up in the mood with the energy to really crack on with it, and I'd sit down and it would be like, no. So at the time of filming, it's now the end of March, and I'm looking back on the last 3 months, which have been my quarter one, and it has not gone according to any plan that I had at the start of this year, at the start of quarter one. The start of the quarter got off to a great start. I was so optimistic and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at the start of this quarter, and I'd set myself quarterly goals, of course. There was a personal one, which I didn't do. There was the getting the website up and launched, which I managed, so yay. And then there was get the collection launched. Yeah, no. But that's fine because I've got previous with not getting collections up and launched in time, so I'm nothing if not consistent. But I do have a habit of trying to launch things seasonally, so like spring, summer, autumn, you know. And I think that's the problem. I think I'm just trying to force something that isn't a good fit for my business. So I think I'm going to drop that from now on. And instead of seasonal launches, I'm just going to make whenever they're ready launches. But seeing as we are going into April, which is the start of Q2, I may as well set myself some brand new shiny goals. I know, I never learn. Now, some of you might be thinking, Kim, what is the point? Well, because it helps keep me on track. And the last 3 months may have been a complete bin fire, but I got stuff done. And I got stuff done because I had goals to move towards, and I may not have met them all, but I've done okay. So, with that in mind, the first one has to be to get the collection up and launched. Let's do another one. Let's make that one linking the shop to YouTube, because that was kind of the whole point of going with Shopify for my website. So yeah, we'll get that sorted. And linking the shop and this channel, I would like to do some form of comparison video. I did mention, or I did ask at the end of one of my videos recently, if people would be interested in seeing, a kind of comparison between Shopify and Etsy. Now, I'm not going to be doing monthly comparison videos in a similar way to how I used to do the Etsy roundup ones, but I do like the idea of just doing something that kind of shows how my Shopify shop is doing compared to my Etsy shop. And if there's anything that I'm doing differently and why I'm doing it differently. See, I've decided I'm definitely going to do that. I just don't know how I'm going to make it work. This video is brought to you by the RAF jet bastards in the sky. Shush. Anyway, we've finished stitching up another bag, so we are one step closer to getting the collection up. Once I've finished embroidering these, I actually have to sew them up, so there's still a long way to go, which feels like the story of my life. Anyway, on that note, thank you for watching. I'm sorry this was such a waffly one, but as I say, when you are running a YouTube channel and also trying to make things from scratch for a shop, sometimes you must merge the two, and that means a waffly, very chatty podcast episode. And I hope that next time I will have something a bit more substantial for you. I definitely will next week. But as far as podcast episodes go, I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope it wasn't too waffly. But I guess I'll see when I sit down to edit this. And my coffee's gone cold. Until next time, folks. Bye-bye.